I think we can. I'll maybe go and buy food when I get there. Or do you want to go now and buy food? Mm. No, I think just something simple, like a salad or some meat. No. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Uh, can I call you back in half an hour? Okay. Bye. All right, everyone. You'll hear my daughter in the background. It's Dad Day. I had to have a day off because I need to take care of her today. So, salad sounds good. Yeah, exactly. It was my father-in-law. Yeah, so there was the web camera didn't want to switch on. Um, that's why I had to restart. Um, so what I did yesterday. Um, yeah, it's for midsummer, etc. Uh, um, so what I did for at the offline, I filled out all the things, the basic value. So let's get started. So it's I tried to usually what I usually able to do is for midsummers etc. is everyone, uh, my wife etc. takes care of what that needs to be taken care of. But she's in Italy at the moment, so uh, the plans I had to be changed last minute, and yeah, so I had to emergency take a day off from work. But the plans is nothing special this year. Everyone is abroad, which is boring. But I'm gonna go and celebrate it calmly in a garden with food and family and friends. Not a huge group like usually happens. Who would? Most likely one or two, and nubbe, or definitely beer. Right. So palette. What I'm firstly gonna do is like obviously I want the guy uh, to be of dark skin tone, which makes me think like okay how to solve um, which colors to give him because obviously uh, he has dark skin tone, which makes me think uh, to contrast you have bright parts, right? What a lot of people solve that with is they use Matilda, my daughter's having fun there. Um, they put white parts on the skin to offset so that it creates a good rhythm. I doubt that I want to do that. Um, well, maybe I want to do that. Maybe I'll do that to the hands. This one just now came up on my ArtStation Chrome new tab feed. Captain Jetlag, would you mind explaining? Is that some sort of suggested live event on ArtStation or? Let's see what you're talking about. Oh, that one. Oh, yeah, it was a fun sketch. The mouth. I was playing with the idea of you know, the nail guns uh, that you need to use to drive nails into wood, etc. They have this nozzle, which is a safety device, so that in order for you to shoot a nail, you need to press the first section down to release the firing mechanism. Otherwise, you will never be able to shoot one, so that you can't go like Rambo and just stand and shoot nails. It's like a safety device, right? So that's what I played with on that mouth, so that it has to like put its mouth into the victim in order to suck blood. Captain Bose. Oh, thank you very much for the follow. It's a lot of old stuff on my art station. Oh, we can fiend serenade, Matilda. My daughter felt like singing. Alphabet song to me. Okay, so what usually I do with choosing colors is well, when I'm blocking everything out, I put it on separate layers, so that if I do change my mind, I don't need to go back in and do new selections, because everything is on separate layers already, so that I have that control, a quick and easy fix. Um, you don't need to do that that much, but it's like future proofing, right? So if I need to do a change down the road, I don't need to go in and zoom in and make a new selection, etc. I can just go to that layer quickly and efficiently and shift the hue. So usually what I try to do is not being too worried about that perfect palette at the very beginning. What I keep in mind all the time is like how what sections are supposed to be grouped, so it's easily fixed at later point. So I thought that all these things would be like copper. I think that would be a nice like glowing element. Not glowing as in illuminated, but no, just copper wiring. I think that would be an interesting design. And then where I'm drawing at the moment now, the cables here on the side, I was thinking they're not naked cable. Oh, maybe they should be, actually. I think that could be a nice bridge between the sections. So then on the topic of palette, Kuro, it's nothing special. It's just, like I said, segmenting everything up so that I can control the palette later. I can go in and start with a basic um, complementary colors or whatever, just so that I can start seeing the rhythm of things, and then sort the palette out by slightly adjusting layer by layer. But I don't know how much time I'm gonna have fine-tune everything. So what I'm just focusing now on is just quickly trying putting all the colors down so that I have time for it. Yeah, the suction thing, jet lag, Captain Jet Lag, it was a nice little touch. Obviously, it's just a random warm up, but that's another concept that I do enjoy the look of and the result of, that I could easily develop further. I think what's not good with that concept, though, is that it's all just one material and one scary skin. You know, I'd like to have some contrast in there and a better palette for the skin tones, so that it's not just what it is at the moment. I think there's room to make it a lot more impactful at the moment. Uh, you know, you could have like dead skin, you could have it sweaty, or and a second material to help contrast the shininess, or whatever. You know, maybe some hair, maybe some fur, maybe some who knows what. Let's see now. We got central orange. Should the cables going out to the finger hands be naked copper wires, or should they be colored? Hmm. Kuru, yeah, for the time being, yeah, that is my current focus. Not so much about the palette, because I know that I've separated everything and I can easily shift it. You know, like searching for the right tone and the right hue, etc. But my biggest concern now is getting a good rhythm of the parts. You know, like a um, composition, and I don't really care about uh, the each part. I can adjust that easily. So now I'm just focusing on balance. But I mean, in that sense, you can also make mistakes, because now I'm not painting the whole character at once. So in that sense, I'm limiting the opportunity to come up with something cool. You know, if I would do 5 versions of him, I most likely would switch everything up in between each version, you know, so that the copper wiring is not at all copper wiring. It is something completely different, and so on and so on. You know, just to hedge my bets against coming up with something cool. But in this instance, as I only have 30 minutes to do the colors, um, I'm just gonna do one version. But professionally, I would do more than one. I would, at the minimum, do 3 different versions, and each version being completely different from each other, so that if I have dark tones in one place, it can't be repeated in the same way on the next version, right? So I'm making sure that I'm testing uh, all options, but I'm not. I mean, you could do that being too careful as well, like going into details, like changing one screw here versus one screw there, and so on. And that's not what I mean. I mean to switch up major statements, right? Rather than yeah, I'll have them have the cables being naked copper wires. I think that's going to be the um, as I see the character now, palette-wise, the copper is going to be the accent. So after the cables down the arms, I'm not going to try not to add anymore, because it's all becoming primary color. I don't want I want it to be accents. Um, So next color is most likely going to be the overall color of the character, like the armor. And I'm assuming it will be something muted, maybe. That's what I'm currently thinking, you know, to give contrast to all the finer details, or to the accents and to the things, but I'm not quite sure yet. I'm contemplating on where to which colors to use, because if you have too many colors competing with each other in intensity and or not enough contrast, you know, you're not going to have an interesting read on the character. You really want something that has a good rhythm, a good balance, and also that when you see it from far away, it's an instant recognition. You don't want it to be too muddied, right? You want it to be clear and precise, so that when you do see something, you can instantly recognize it. And that becomes also a challenge when you're doing a lot of different characters in the same world, right? So who has what contrast in colors and in hue and in shapes and in placement of everything. You know, they need to read together, the characters, but also as unique. So it's a very interesting, like, chess game you have to do with color and composition, etc. In the sense of who has what colors where, and you can see that in games where the artists haven't really given it that much thought, and you can see that when their characters are standing next to each other, that they don't really complement each other. I think the snake, I want something super opposite. So I'm not really sure. I'm not sure yet. Maybe chrome, a chromed snake, or a golden snake. I mean, if you think about mythology, I mean, I don't know the voodoo one, but a white snake probably would be a thing that a voodoo guy would appreciate, right? A black snake. But I'm thinking, I'm leaning towards a white snake, like maybe I don't know. Maybe white. If I make it so that the character, most of the character now goes like graphite, then a white snake would make sense. Like, I think that the biggest thing is that you don't want like competing contrast or competing colors too much, because it's going to be hard to read if it's just too noisy. Matilda. She came in and said hello. I said goodbye. I guess she's finished. Okay, Matilda. Har du låst iPaden?
Jag gråter.
Ja, det är okej.
Jag tycker om att säga den bok.
Ja, det tycker jag. Gå till soffan.
Jag är också ledsen en sak. Jag är ledsen. Jag kan inte.
Yeah, my daughter, she loves her iPad and she has some speaking difficulties due to autism. She's doing good. She's improving, which is great, but it's still frustrating at times when she's having a bad day and just doesn't wanna. Okay, so I have this kind of dark rubbery metal. Where to put it? I think let's put it here because I wanted to highlight the central part. I wanted to make like a V shape. I was thinking that as I was doing the line art that that's why I added these copper wires on the sides so that I wanted this swooping V shape. I mean, I think it could be done better. I'm not super pleased with it, but as it's the last day, it is what it is. I can't really change it at this point. Kuru, yeah. Well, with iPads for her, it helps her sing a lot. So I'm not sweating about having her sit and play some iPad. You can actually see her learning new things, which she wouldn't be able to learn without. So I don't care that she sits and plays it for a while. Just makes me happy. Happy. All right, so I think it is a little bit too light, so I'm gonna darken it. And I'm gonna desaturate it slightly. I think that makes it parts pop better. The skirt could probably be the same, even though when rendered, I would switch the material. Obviously not. Oh, maybe actually could be pretty cool with like a rubber skirt, like these industrial rubber. That's kind of matte but shiny at the same time. I think that would be cool. Well, my son on the topic of playing, he's definitely a gamer. He's so addicted to gaming. So what we've had to resort to doing is like bribing in a way, in reverse. Like, you want to play games? Go read a book. So he has to earn gaming time. Oh, come on. By reading books. I think that's a really clever solution. Not to kind of toot my own horn, but it works so well because before he didn't ever want to read books. And it's important to read books and have the patience to read books, etc. So we made a deal with him. Like, if you read a book for an hour, you can play for half an hour. And there's obviously a cap on how much he can play. But he accepted that deal, and like started reading a lot, and he got really, really good at reading, and now he just enjoys reading. So it was a victory for us, like hacking reading books into his life by bribing him with gaming, because he really likes gaming. So it was like, all right, you go read, and then you can play some. And what I really enjoy seeing now is that he chooses books uh, in the mornings, etc. Like sits and eats breakfast and reads a book. And then obviously on weekends he gets to play. But weekday mornings there's no TV at all until after school. You know, like a one movie when everyone comes back from school. So he chooses to sit and read. It's a good little hack for the kids. And my daughter, obviously, she doesn't play iPad during weekdays, only on weekends. But as I am day off today, having to take care of her, and I wanted to do this warm up, she gets some iPad. Kuru, yeah, blocking takes quite some time to have it correct. I mean, I could do it quicker, but the time is running out even. It's interesting. So let's see. Let's put actually more of this dark in his face. Or actually not. I don't think I want the dark in his face. I think I want it silver. So what I'm gonna do is just cut it out. Or maybe a little bit like Terminator style, like light metal. Why is it doing? Or maybe light. I think that could be pretty cool. What is she doing, Matilda? Säger du? Varför säger du att kasta pizza på fröken? She says she want to throw pizza at the teacher. Mean Machine, this is the resolution of this picture is 7,000 wide. Cool. I think I'm gonna do streams about it. I think it's a cool little project. I think it's worthy of extra streams. And just as a pointing out a little bit community aspect of it, of this all, Beard Bros are gonna stream after this stream on their channel. So I saw Jordy there. So if Jordy want a link to whatever channel they got, you guys can go listen in on theirs. I think it's going to be their first stream. So if it's if you want to go listen to two bros with beards doing bro things, I don't know what they're doing. Uh, I think Jordy can link you guys. Vad hände någonting? Nej, det är ett bortspel.
Kommer mamma. Mamma, limma sina
Så Matilda, gå till soffan. Yeah, I think doing everything like this, organized, etc., takes time, and I think a 30-minute coloring job won't do it justice, because I really want to make sure that all the pieces are correctly placed, and the rhythm is interesting and so on. But I think as a base, I think this looks pretty good. And let's I think color the snake the same as his face to make that connection. So apparently Jordy doesn't want to drop the link. For those interested on Discord, they posted the link there yesterday, but I don't know what they are up to if they don't want to drop the link. I guess they'll be sitting and talking. Beard Bros _ I think is their channel name. Just to help sell the idea of the snake, I'm going to darken the background. And what that'll do also is to it'll lift the dark tones of the character, and also lift the copper. Or so I thought. Or maybe it does. Or maybe it doesn't. What if I lower the intensity of this? Yeah, alright. That makes more sense. Right. I guess that's all I had to do, got time to do this warm up. So if you guys want to continue watching someone streaming, go to theirs, whatever their channel name is, Beard Bros. They asked me to pitch it, but I mean, they should also do some work, right? One second. There we go. Thanks, Sofa Strangler. Anyways, I'll think I'll keep do more streams on this character, but for next week, I think we will go back to normal warm-ups, where we do more of just random topics, and we'll do concept out something that's interesting, and we'll be doing and ideally find a new candidate to do a 1 week project with. Cat jet lag, yeah. Svensson, he is special. So it will be very loud. Yeah, who knows? It's their first episode, so Anyways, thanks everyone for coming. Have a great weekend. I might stream on Sunday night. Yeah, have a fantastic one, everyone. Thanks everyone for coming. Discord, like, follow, whatever, all that. Have a good one. Bye all.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.